Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Rants About Tech Live. I'm your host, Rod, here in, well, it's cloudy today. We're expecting the snow this weekend. We're expecting the snow this weekend here in Philly. I'm here with some of my good friends, though, in the chat who are also experiencing cold weather. They probably gonna get it worse than me. You guys are probably gonna get it worse than me, so big up to you guys. The stream is slowing down a little bit. Oh, boy. I'm hoping... what is going on with the stream? Why is the stream? Oh, chat. Listen, if the stream keeps up like this, we'll pause it for a while, but I'm hoping it holds up. We're going to be talking about a couple things today. We got an update to talk about in eInk, so that's going to be fun. We got some Nintendo news to talk about, that's always fun too. Nintendo news is always fun. BM, good morning, sir. Negative 14 degrees Celsius. I think BM's in Canada. Who else? Someone's getting 31 below zero wind chill. That's Rob. Man, Rob, I'm feel for you, bro. Listen, I remember those days living in upstate New York, near Canada. It gets crazy. Going to be single digit Fahrenheit here in New England, says Dr. Ling. Wow. Yeah, it's I don't know what the temperature is outside right now, but it ain't looking good. I'm not gonna hold you. It's not looking good. What do we got though today for the holidays for the day? Let's finish the intro. We didn't even finish the intro. This is Rants About Tech. We'll be talking about tech news, talk about eInk news, talk about random stuff for the day. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, hit the like button. Consider subscribing. You know, that kind of thing. Help the YouTube algorithms. Holidays. We got National Handwriting Day today. That takes a back seat though to the real holiday for the day. You guys know what that is, right? You guys, somebody let me know in the chat what the real holiday for the day is. I know one of y'all know what the real holiday for the day is. I know somebody in the chat knows. I'm telling you, there's only one real holiday for today. Oh, whoa, no, I'm sorry. No, my bad. My chat, I got it wrong. My bad. It says here National Pie Day, but that's not pie, P-I. It's pie, P-I-E. I was like, it's Pie Day. I look at the date and I'm like, it's January. Chat. Okay, never mind. The real holiday is Handwriting Day, which is why we have it on the list. All right, done with holidays. What do we got here for the rando news? I still haven't tried Expedition 33. I got hijacked yesterday. Amy claimed I had been printing too much and haven't been doing anything. I haven't had the chance to sit down and watch a movie. She's like, we're watching movies today. It's like, oh, okay. I guess I'm watching movies. I guess I'm not playing Expedition 33 today. So I didn't get a chance to try Expedition 33 yet. She's working today. Today's the day. Expedition 33 today is happening. Congrats to Mitch. Congrats to Mitch on becoming a remanager. Now I'm not totally up on what constitutes remanager, but I know it has something to do with remarkable development. So congrats to Mitch for remarkable development. He's on the team. That dude's he's a warrior. And Mitch does great work. He does good work, and he never wants to take real credit for it. Mitch, you take all the credit, okay? You do a lot of work. What else we got here? I think that's it for the randos. What do we got in the chat? Yeah, look for the winter boots and toes. Yeah, you got to get the winter boots out if you got to go out. I'm just trying to get on a shoveling snow routine so I don't get snowed in. So when I have to go and shovel, it's not crazy at one time. You consistently shovel whenever the snow falls, and then you have a better time with it. Okay, all right, let's get to the tech news, shall we? Absolutely. Yay, Mitch. Let's get the applause going for Mitch. Mitch is awesome. I want to get, I've said this before, and we officially talked about it, but we haven't officially talked about it, but I'm going to try to coerce Mitch into doing a podcast. Like, coerce him. All right, listen to tech news. Nintendo, Talking Flower. Now, we talked about Nintendo toys here before. I mean, I'm just an old school Nintendo nerd. Old school Nintendo NES back in the NES days when you had to blow on the cartridges to get them to work. Until, your cousin blows on it who just can't blow on anything without spit coming out of his mouth. Destroys your Zelda cartridge that has a battery in it. You remember the gold Zelda? You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, those are from back in the day. And I'm a Nintendo nerd from back then, and I stayed one all my life. And that's why I talk about Nintendo to today. But Nintendo had an alarm clock, Alarmo. We saw that. It was a clock, and it does its job. It's an alarm clock. This thing right here, by the way they make it sound, it doesn't do a good job of alarming. Why does it exist? It just looks cool. Let's talk about it. Bringing a bit of wonder into your home with a talking flower. Let's take a look at some of these pictures they got here. Okay, the box. Oh, that's not big at all. It looks bigger from the picture, but when you see it next to someone's hand, you really get a sense of scale, and it's small. Oh yeah, that's pretty small. All right, a bit of wonder into your home with a talking flower. Help brighten up your daily routine with a talking flower straight out of Super Mario Brothers Wonder game. Set that little character up in your home, and you'll get words of encouragement and silly quips spontaneously throughout the day and whenever you pass the talk or press the talk button. Your talking flower will also announce the hour, mostly accurate, comment on the time of day and temperature, and even play select background music. Mostly accurate? Like, okay. Set the spoken language, sleep schedule, and more. The talking flower can speak in English, Spanish, Latin American or Spanish, French, Portuguese, German, Italian, Dutch, Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. Sometimes you might hear languages other than the one you set. Interesting. So I guess it's meant to be inaccurate and meant to do quirky stuff. I guess that's the point of this. It's not meant to be, what you use for the time. It's just, again, just a toy. You can also set a bedtime and wake time or hold down the talk button to enter mute mode when you'd rather keep things quiet. So just a little bit of interesting Nintendo game stuff coming into the real world. So I always think that's interesting. Next thing we got also on the Nintendo front is Nintendo Switch was the best-selling console of 2025 in the US and still outpacing the Nintendo Switch. So it's outselling the Nintendo Switch and it's outpacing every other console as well, it seems. Details. The Nintendo Switch 2 console was the best-selling console of 2025 in the US. Do we have a graphic here to show? No, we don't. Can we turn this? No, that's a little too much too. All right, we'll keep it there. In the US, both in unit sales and dollar sales, selling a total of 4.4 million units in the US and continuing its streak of selling faster than the original Nintendo Switch over the same period. Battlefield 6 was the best-selling game of last year, and the Nintendo Switch 2 controller was the best-selling accessory for this year. All interesting stuff. Nintendo Switch. You know what? People talk, and this is interesting to me just because I would love to print something like that. I would love to print something like that too, That would be an awesome print. See, that's a reason to use my filament printer. Definitely not a scientific tool. Absolutely not. So the thing here with this is that people always think, oh, you need horsepower, like you need the fastest processor and the best graphics card you can get, shove that into a box and make it easy to use, and that's the console. And Nintendo never puts the fastest processor in their consoles. They never put the best graphics card in their consoles. They don't care about what the industry's doing. Their console is a handheld that you could just hook up to they don't care. They just do what they think is going to be best for the games that they make. This is just a testament to games. The games is what's most important in consoles, not the power behind the game. You got good developers who care about making a good game. You can make good games, and those games will in turn, like they are here, will sell consoles. Don't expect the console to sell consoles. That's not the way it works. Nintendo proves that year in and year out. Nintendo has proven that so long. There are people who used to make consoles and games who don't make consoles anymore, and they just make games. Sega being one of them. There's a long line of companies that tried their hand. Like Nintendo They just make good games, and those games sell consoles the way it should be. Moving on. Next thing we got here on the tech front is going to be Apple wearable tech. Now, a lot of people talk about Apple glasses and other Apple stuff. This is something that could be actually coming out and happening. A wearable pin. I mean, they got the tracker right here, but it's probably not going to look anything like this, but it's a good, I mean, it's designed by the same company. So let's talk about some of the details here. Apple is working on a wearable device that would allow the user to take advantage of AI models, according to sources familiar with the product who spoke with the tech publication, The Information. The product is said to be the same size as the AirTag, only slightly thicker, and will be worn as a pin. The wearable will have a single physical button along its edge and will feature a speaker. It will have 3 microphones and 2 cameras. Now, the speaker thing on a really small device makes sense because they did it with the AirTag here. Who knows where that speaker is? But moving on. It will have 3 microphones and 2 cameras, 1 regular and 1 wide angle for capturing information about the user's surroundings. This reminds me of the Humane Pin. And coincidentally, the people who made the Humane Pin were ex-Apple employees. Oh, the boy, it comes back around, doesn't it? For capturing information about the user's surroundings, it will use a magnetic inductive wireless charging surface similar to the one used to charge the Apple Watch. The report didn't include any information about pricing, but it did say that Apple has fast-tracked the product with the hope of releasing it as early as 2027. So we could see this, within a year or so. But again, this is just speculation on people's parts about what Apple does. Apple talks about a bunch of products that never come to fruition. So, this could just be one of those things. But, I mean, they got the tech to do it already, so it's plausible. What else we got here? Microsoft is updating Notepad and Paint with AI. I think that's interesting. Let's talk about it. Microsoft is rolling out new artificial intelligence features for the latest updates to the Notepad and Paint apps for Windows 11 from Windows 11 insiders. Let's take a look at what we got here. There we go. A little picture of that. The changes are rolling out to Windows Insider in the Canary and Dev channels who have upgraded to the latest versions. Notepad version 11.2512.10.0 now streams AI-generated results for white rewrite and summarize features, displaying previews faster than waiting for complete responses. However, users must sign into their Microsoft accounts to access these AI tools. Paint version, let's go to the Paint version here. Bang, bang. Paint version 11.2512.191.0 has also added a coloring book feature that allows AI to generate coloring pages from custom text prompts, offering multiple options users can add to the canvas, copy, or save. However, the coloring book option is available only on Copilot Plus PCs and requires Microsoft account authentication. Users who don't want the new AI features can disable them in settings or install the Windows Notepad app and use the built-in Notepad exe program instead. So, all interesting stuff happening with some legacy Microsoft programs. And I think that's always good when they revisit and do some updates to them. Doing a lot of that these days too, so kudos to them. What else we got here? The Galaxy Z Fold launching in the US. Not really launching in the US. They're having a limited preview in the US. So ahead of its full debut, Samsung is letting potential buyers try out the Galaxy Z Fold in select US stores starting on January 23rd. Here's the full list. Now, if Philadelphia is not in this list, because I have not looked at it, I'm going to lose my... First, Meta craps on us with the Ray-Ban displays. If Samsung follows that same path, they better not. They better know that Philadelphia is a major city in the U.S. and they should be here. Let's see. Let's find out. Hold on. We got Cerritos, California, Samsung Experience Store in Cerritos Center. Okay. We got Glendale, California. Okay. Bloomington, Minnesota? Is that Minnesota? If Minnesota gets a store and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania doesn't, what? That's not shade, Sheik. I'm just saying. Elmhurst, if Elmhurst gets who the hell knows where Elmhurst is in New York? Nobody. Garden City, New York. What the hell? Garden City? Houston, Texas, and Frisco, Texas. What is going on here? Aaron, I'm gonna need a live view of what's going on there. I'm gonna need a live view of what's going on there in Houston, Aaron. You have a chance to try the Z Fold. Not many people will have the chance to do that, Aaron. That's gonna be great content for your channel. Why Bloomington exactly, Sheik? I have no idea. I don't even know why they would do that. But Bloomington, whatever. Philly gets shafted again. I don't know what this is all about. Oh, because the Mall of America. Oh, okay. I can dig that. Mall of America, fine. There's no explaining Frisco, Texas, though, or Garden City, or Elmhurst. Gosh. Oh, okay. All right. That was it. So that's all the tech news. Let's get on to the eInk news. All right. Here we go. So, to the chat, I don't know why, Sheing. Philadelphia should be high on the list of all the places that tech companies come to talk about their tech. If for no other reason than I'm here, I want to see it. What is going on in the tech world today? Who knows? Moving on to some eInk news. We got an update, a Viwoods update actually. Whoa. We got Viwoods update 3.12.6 beta. Let's talk about it. So I updated my AI paper today when I saw the update that it had hit, and let's see if we can get the notes here. Oh, we got the notes up here. Let's go ahead and talk about this chat and see what we got here. Can we read this? Oh, we can. Bang bang. Here we go. Okay, so this is what we have here. We have could I have showed this? No, it's not really readable right there. Okay, so not readable right there. But all right, here we go. So Viwoods version 3.12.6 beta overview. This update introduces new features, addresses known issues, optimizes the interface design, and enhances overall user experience and system performance. Performance updates are always welcome. They're always welcome. Some new features. Let's talk about those. Knowledge base, formerly picking. If they've combined some of the redundant apps they've got here, that's a win. Okay, this update as a whole is already a win if that's what they're doing here. Let's just keep going. So system optimization. Well, can I get a pointer here? Does this pointer work? There we go. So we got system optimization here. Picking has been officially renamed to knowledge base. Picking's selection is now pick notes. Screenshots section is now visual notes. Oh, they've made it worse. They've made it worse, chat. The knowledge base previously under AI has been separated into its own AI notes section. The knowledge base previously under AI. It's okay. We're going to number 2. Pick notes tab. Added file management with support for multi-level folders. Okay. There we go. A lot of people wanted that. That's good. But they gotta get some kudos for that one. Supports moving, deleted, and renaming folders. Folder icons now indicate status versus with versus without content. Great. Added new sorting options and support for both grid and list views. Great. Visual notes tab. All right, so we got pick notes tab and visual notes tab. So this is I guess this is just them organizing the screenshots, essentially. We got here, supports secondary handwriting annotation and editing on images. Added new sorting options. Support both grid and list views. And next we got annotation. So the first 3 things here seem to be just them rebranding and letting you organize your screenshots better. Am I reading that wrong, chat? If I'm getting that wrong, you guys let me know. Number 4, we got annotation. Adding crop to save. You can now annotate first and then manually crop the specific area you wish to save. Crop. Okay. Optimize the UI display for floating UI. Align the save logic for freeform selection cropping with the annotation save logic. Optimize the UI display of the floating menu. Okay, all of these are just annotation for your screenshots and otherwise, right? Organize the screenshots better, allowing some annotation on those screenshots, which probably affects all the other locations where you can annotate as well. So they just making all of that kind of universal, which is good. None of that helps me any for what I do. Does any of that help any of you out there? Are any of you doing a lot of screenshot capturing on your AI paper, and or are you annotating on those screenshots as well? Let me know in the chat. What do we got here? Daily. Page number display now dynamically adjusts when the menu is collapsed or expanded. Good. I think that's got to do with them displaying more information about the note that you're in. That's always good. Updated the date picker to support direct input of day and time. Fixed a bug where handwriting content in the monthly calendar could occasionally be lost under specific conditions. Well, that's always good. Control center. Oh, we got quite a lengthy one here. A control center. Add the quick refresh move to improve refresh speed and system fluidity. Add quick refresh mode to improve refresh speed. Okay. Okay. I can agree with that. That does look a lot smoother. There's no flashing or bleeping going on when it comes up. It's just bam. Okay. I made the mistake and said that picking us a watered down version of Supernote Digest. Picking was a watered down version of Supernote Digest. It's not? What is picking then if it's not that, Aaron? What else we got here? Upgraded app display, formerly contrast. Okay. Added the independent refresh toggle when enabled. The app uses its own refresh settings when disabled. It follows the global refresh mode. When disabled, it follows the global refresh mode. So this is them adding some refresh options to the control center, which is this menu right here. Good. I see the contrast here. But again, they've made it look neater. I like what they're doing. I mean, I thought they updated was about something else initially, but I like what they're doing. What else in control center we got here? Added light color removal for a clearer display. Added light color removal. That doesn't make sense to me. If anyone understands that, let me know. Does this update come out today? Yeah, this update it came out this morning. It's if you're in the beta program, you can download this today, right now. Optimize adjusted the support fine tuning with plus negative buttons. Okay, so I still don't know what the light color removal thing is, but I get that they optimized adjusting with the plus or minus button to be more to help you fine tune a little bit more. Which we don't want to set it there. Okay, that's cool. What else we got here? Renamed picking to assistive touch. I don't understand what that means either. Oh, well, picking isn't. It's still assistive touch, or still picking here. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm not sure why that would be because the update's already happened. But yeah, I didn't get that yet, so maybe that's something I got to restart for. I'm not sure. Optimized front light and volume adjustment bars with plus minus fine tuning support. Yeah, that's not something. Maybe that's just not on this device. Maybe this is an overall update notes for all of the devices there. Settings, add the combined account for AI paper option when performing a factory reset. Unbind account, okay. File management, added the AI notes folder under My Files knowledge base, supporting export and other file options. Okay, so more file management. AI optimized response latency. AI command now supports model switching for greater flexibility. So they give you some options of models, maybe in that instance. What were they using before? Just Chat GPT, or were they using the other one? What was that other one? I forgot what that was called. There was a really good Chinese model that was going around for a while back there. I forgot the name of it though. Thank you for your continued support and feedback. Okay, so that was it. Nothing groundbreaking there. It seems like they just gave people more options for the for their screenshots. They renamed it, gave you more file management for those screenshots, and they changed some elements of the UI. That's what I got from that. DeepSeek. There we go, Dr. Ling. Yeah, DeepSeek. Were they using a version of DeepSeek? I'm not sure, or were they using ChatGPT? Because I know DeepSeek was going around for a while on most of these devices. At least it was going around as an option. Aaron says he's gonna check it out when he gets off. Yeah, let me know what you think about it, Aaron. Let me know. Actually, that would be very cool. Man, we need a weekly. We gotta get this weekly show started. Pulling everybody's opinions from the chat into a weekly show. I'm so obsessed with these nibs, though. I'm so obsessed with these nibs right now. I can't even. All I can think of is Foreign Labs and nibs. And Supernote mantas, because that's all I've been writing on lately. Supernote. I've been writing on the Supernote manta so heavy lately. It's become the device I'm using the most right now. And the more I write on the Supernote manta, and the more I use it, the more I come to appreciate a lot of those little things that you don't really get on other devices. One of those is, I don't care what nobody says, man. I'm gonna keep saying this. Those stickers, used as templates. If you haven't tried that, it's so much better than a template. For what I'm doing, templates have their place and a time for me. But for what I'm doing right now, oh my goodness. It is Tech Trapper Live show tonight. Oh, Tech Trapper Live show tonight, chat. What time, Aaron? I'll be watching. Yeah, you know what? It would be awesome if you did a live demo on the tools that you like and how they've changed in this update. That would be awesome. I would want to watch that. Yeah, what time are you going live? I'll watch for sure. Anyway, what else we got for the eInk news here today? So it's Tech Trapper every Friday night? I didn't know that. My bad. I didn't even know that, Aaron. I didn't know you were doing a weekly live show. Okay, well I'll be there. Friday nights from now on. That's my spot. Also, I completely understand your hyperfixation, Rod. Yeah, this right here, the nibs are like a thing to where I'm like, I've been fixated for so long, and I just want to get it done. I just want to get it done so I can move on to something else, and get back to being consumed by editing. So Wednesday and Friday nights, okay. Tech Trapper Wednesday and Friday nights, same time, 8:15. Yeah, everybody check it out. If you want to check out some eInk aficionados on eInk, yeah, that's the place to be. I'll be there. All right, what else we got here? Hanvon N10 Mini. So Hanvon's got an N10 Mini. Now this, I've been saying this for a while now, chat, and this is it right here. So this is the Hanvon N10 Mini. I've been saying this for a while now, chat. the squared off design is the modern look. That is the modern look right there. Like people who are doing the rounded stuff and even the sloped things, right? You're doing a slope, and the device that it comes to mind first is the Manta, and I hate that I love the Manta. I do not like the design. I'm not gonna hold you guys. I do not like the design of the Manta. I like the materials they use to make it. I just wish they would have made a Manta or Nomad, but just bigger and maybe thinner. Like I do not like the design of the Manta, but I will say my Manta spine makes it look way more interesting than what it looks without one. That Manta spine is coming too. I'm waiting to hyperfixate on that after I get the nibs out. But yeah, I mean the squared off look is where it's at, right? I mean if the symmetrical squared off, and that's what they've done here with this Mini. Now the Mini I saw last year at CES wasn't it wasn't as refined. The Mini I saw was the one they had on the left here. We never got that device here in the US. And that's probably for the better because it doesn't look as good and look as premium as the device on the right there. It's a great looking device. Modern looking as well. I like the light color bezel mixed with the light color screen. I think that's the way to go for eInk. People like a lot of the color eInk devices, they try to create some contrast by going with the darker bezels. I don't care. You know what? I'm lying. The color devices with the darker bezels, that probably is the way to go. Okay, that probably is the way to go. I'm thinking about the devices I've seen that are colored with the dark bezels, like the Palma Pro I have. I think it looks better with the white, no matter what. But during the event, they've got the design language right here for sure. How it works, the software. I mean, the software is the same on all of the. This is basically the Penstar devices. Hanvon and Penstar are basically the same. It's Hanvon overseas and it's Penstar here in the US. But this is basically a Penstar Mini, right there. A Penstar Pro Mini. It looks like from the design language of it. I think that's what they would call it here, when it does come here. And it is coming, but it didn't release in the time frame that they gave me last year. So we'll see when this does decide to come here. But at least they made it because we see this gentleman handling it here. Super interesting. Super interesting. I think it's the right way to go with their product lineup, making a smaller device. And everyone should have a companion device as long as it syncs. Don't fall into the Viwoods trap where you're making a device that doesn't sync, right? So is this coming out? Yeah, this is definitely gonna be released. It was supposed to be released at the end of last year. That didn't happen. So I'm assuming they're making a push for this year, fall maybe. We'll see. The Rock says N10 Mini looks like my old Sony e-reader. Square plus buttons might look dated. Squared off, I think is the modern way to go. The buttons is just kind of their thing, so you know what I mean. That's just their take on how they're different in the e-ink tablet handwriting tablet space is that they have buttons. It used to be that they had buttons and only pen input, but now they got touch input as well. So it's a differentiating factor for them. But I still think it looks modern. It looks modern compared to the old one for sure. I think we can agree on that. I mean, they both have buttons, right? But I think compared to the older one here, can we? I'm not that good at scrubbing. Oh boy, yeah. Compared to the older one here on the right, I think it looks pretty modern. Yeah. What else we got here? I think that's it. We got some not e-ink, but we got some Reddit stuff to go over. There's a couple of Reddit things I thought was very interesting that I wanted to comment on. So let's talk about those. First thing we got here is not that one. Manta versus Nomad. It's the use case. What is the use case here? The size of a moleskin is similar to Nomad, but worry because Nomad is only one page, and sometimes I like to see 2 pages in my notebook side by side. On the other hand, I like the portability and worry about weight of Manta, especially since I'm considering it also replaced my very old Kindle. Yeah, if you're looking for a portable device, you shouldn't even be thinking about the Manta. Go with the Nomad. I like the Nomad over the Manta anyway for aesthetics and portability and everything. I only use the Manta mostly right now, and just because it gives me a wider canvas to write more data than I'm collecting. So that's the only reason I'm using the Manta over the Nomad as my lab e-ink device. Taking down data, I want tons of room. Little squares, numbers, measurements. Got to fit them all, sometimes on the same line. You got to have room. But if you don't care about that kind of thing, Nomad, bro, all day. What do you guys think of this? What is this? My opinion, see the first. Okay, what we think of this. It's cool. It's a color Palma 2 Pro. What are we talking about? It's awesome. I would have said that a little while back, but I've been a Palma 2 Pro user for a little while now, and I attest that it's an awesome device, especially when I come out with the case that I'm making for it. Oh my goodness. I can't show the design of the case yet. I haven't gotten, we up to 15 people. If I get 20 likes on a live stream this week, I'm showing the designs for the Palma 2 Pro case. If you haven't liked, add to the likes. We hit 20 of them. We're showing them. We're showing them. All right. What else we got here? Titanium marker tips. I vote yes. I vote no. Something I learned in making tips. Now, in making my own nibs, I've come across a couple of truths, and I may have figured out why Brandon Boswell, a really well-known e-ink YouTuber, had a problem with titanium inside of his Remarkable pen, and he said it broke his pen. I think I know why. The problem is when you put a nib inside of an e-ink device, and I should have been ready for this. I should have been ready. Chat, I'm not ready for this demonstration. Oh, you know what? I am ready. Because guess what I got right here? I got a Remarkable Paper Pro right here that we're going to show how this works. So, can we just delete this? Thank you. That was great. Okay. So now how it works is this, and this is why I think Brandon Boswell's titanium ruined his Remarkable pen. It's because of this fact right here. Something I noticed when making these nibs myself is that when you're making a nib, this is how they look, like standard nibs. This is how they look, right? Kind of like this. Okay, I didn't do a very good job. I'm not a very good drawer. Technical drafting, yes. Drawing, no. All right, so this is how the typical nib would look, right? Now, what happens when it's inside of a pen, and we're going to just say that this pen is like that. The cavity that is the pen, right, isn't like, it isn't the shape of the actual nib. The nib is pretty straight, right? This nib is straight. But the cavity that you're putting the pen or the nib in, this cavity right here, that cavity isn't straight. It's more like this. Let me erase this. It's more like this. And then it comes in like that. So right at the bottom, there's a narrowing effect that happens. And I don't know, let me redraw this actually. Let's go down a little bit more. So we got the pen here, and then the cavity that the nib goes in, and then it gets a little bit narrower right there. All right, so that's how the cavity, that wasn't very good either. That's how the cavity of the inside of EMR pens looks. Now, that narrowing right there isn't as dramatic as I just made it look right there. I just did that to illustrate the point. So when you try to put a nib that's shaped like this inside of that, either one of two things is going to happen. Either this nib has to be malleable enough to fit inside of here and then compress to go down into this little section right here, where the sensor is, or this sensor area right here can go outward, right? That's usually not what happens. What happens is the nib has to be malleable enough, which is why they all are plastic and felt and those softer materials, because it has to squeeze down into this area right here where the sensor is. The Rock says that makes sense. The narrow part is what holds the nib in. If it were one diameter, it would be really hard to insert or remove the full nib barrel. Absolutely. True. Wouldn't titanium mess up the Remarkable 2 screen? No, titanium doesn't mess up the Remarkable 2 screen. I wouldn't do it, but it doesn't mess up the screen. That's what she said. All right, so when you're putting the nib into here, either the nib has to compress or this area here has to expand. One of those two has to happen. Now, if this nib is made out of titanium, we know the titanium is not going to compress. If this is made out of plastic, the plastic will compress to fit inside of here. But titanium won't. So when he was putting titanium in there, it was stretching that and moving that outward. And after a time, that whole pressure on the walls here damaged the pin. Whereas if this was plastic, the plastic would have compressed, not the sensor area here. So that's why Brandon Boswell's pin got damaged from titanium, because the harder nibs you cannot just put directly into these devices, because it's going to rub up against the side of where that sensor is and it's going to damage the sensor, and or it's just not going to write like it should, and which is why some of the nibs that I try on live don't work like they should, is because of that point. So you need titanium, just the tip. There you go. If you want to use titanium, the tip has to be titanium, not the actual thing itself. Or do what I'm doing, right? Put the harder nibs, and this is why all of my harder nibs, like the ceramic that I'm making, that's why I'm making sleeves. So, or you can do what I'm doing is make a sleeve, right? Well, that was terrible. Let me just do this. All right. Or you can do what I do and make a sleeve, right, that you can put a harder nib into, but the surrounding area is plastic, so it will compress a bit to fit inside this area right here. So the surrounding plastic sheath will compress to allow it to go in here, and the harder nib would be the exact shape of this. And the outside sleeve would be the exact shape of this right here, if that makes sense. So let me erase that. Bam. All right, so that's the reason I make sleeves for the ceramic nibs, and for I'm spilling the beans here today. First time I mentioned this, but I'm gonna make a composite nib that's gonna come out. I'm making my own. I'll be able to make these. Okay, I'm getting excited. The Formlabs machine is gonna be awesome. I can't wait. But anyway, that's why I use sleeves. That's why this particular thing right here, this story right here, was interesting to me, because as titanium marker tips, I vote yes. It's gonna do some damage over time. Now, there are some pins. Now, I know some people who use titanium exclusively. I think Jay uses titanium exclusively in his I forgot what device he has it. I think he has it in his Norris Digital Jumbo. He uses titanium in that, and I don't think it's damaged any of his pins. I'm not sure. I have to talk to him and see what he thinks of the overall long-term use of titanium in those. Now, those pins may have a mechanism, right, that allows for that right there, that the outward pressure to go outward, right? There may be a spring mechanism or a some kind of spring mechanism or whatever that allows for that movement. But the Remarkable pins do not have that. I know that, and I also know the Lammies may have that. I think the Lammies have this area right here. I think that area right there is something that can move a bit, has some way to expand out to this outward border right here. Because I can fit 1 millimeter barreled nibs inside a Lamy that will not go inside of Onyx, any Onyx pin or any Remarkable pin. That has to be 0.9 or lower to fit in those pins, which tells me that this area right here is 0.9 or lower. And if it's not at least 0.9, it's going to hit up against this wall and not be able to seat fully down and get the full responsiveness. So I know that Onyx, like I said, doesn't have a movable area down here where it adjusts to the nib that you're putting in. And I know that the which other one? Remarkable doesn't. I don't know. I don't know about the Norse Digital Jumbo pins, because this area feels like it's even. This whole area feels like it's even narrower in the Norse Digital Jumbo pins than in every other pin, which is why they use that really thin and narrow nib that I want everyone to replace as soon as possible. I can't wait to get these nibs out. Even the plastic ones are going to be an upgrade over what they ship in the Norse Digital Jumbo. That rubber tip is just trash. Anything is going to be better than that. Felt would be better than that. But I got some options that's even better than the felt. So, but yeah, so that was the cool thing about this, is that it reminded me about why titanium is a bad option in some of these EMR pins, especially the Boox and Remarkable, because they don't have the sensor isn't in an area that doesn't compromise. Either it fits or it doesn't fit. And if it fits in there, you've pushed it too far and you've damaged something, and it's only a matter of time before it stops working. Kind of like I said, the Brandon Boswell is the biggest example I know of, because he's the most widely known person that I know of that's had this problem. What else we got here? What else we got in the eInk space? My third push-up pin in 6 months broke. Clearly, I'm doing something wrong. Yes, you are. Are any of the other pins more durable? Not from Supernote, because if you drop the harder metal one time, you can break it. The push-up pin is the most durable one they make. Actually, no, the clear one, the Vista. The Vista. This Vista right here is the best one, is the most durable one they make, in my opinion. And it writes as good as all the rest of them. This one right here. It's expensive. Don't get me wrong, but it's the best one they make. And guess what? Your boy's going to be making nibs for Supernote pins here pretty soon. I'm not going to be restricted to just making what fits in a sleeve. I'm going to be able to make my own nibs that fit into these Supernote pins here that are going to be I'm going to be able to offer, I don't want to say as good as Supernote durability on their nibs. I mean, honestly, it might even be more durable. Not as hard, but more durable for sure. Because if you drop whatever I'm doing, you could. I just can't wait. I can't wait to hold one to show you guys what I'm talking about. But I'll be able to make nibs for these as soon as I get this Formlabs. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to get this Formlabs 3D printer. I'm going to go ham on different color nibs, different nib materials. I'm going to be the third-party nib supplier for the United States. I say that laughingly, but that could be true. I mean, honestly, that could be true. But in any event, get this one right here. This is the one you want if you want the most durable Supernote pen. It writes as good as a harder metal. To me, it has a better feel because it has some ergonomics to the handle, whereas the harder metal pen just is a circular barrel. This has that trifold, that triangular shape to it, the smooth triangular shape that kind of fits how people hold pens better. And it has that clip that looks better than the clip on it. This looks better than the harder metal pens. I'm not going to hold you. It writes as good. It has the only thing I don't like about this pen is it has a thinner ceramic nib. The ceramic nib on the Supernote pens, I think, is a really good size. This one right here is slightly smaller. So that's the only difference. But it writes as good. Feels better. You throw a button on that, you might have something super special. Super special. Okay. What else we got here? Picking and notes need to combine. I agree. I talk about the redundancy of Viwoods software all the time, and I think that this needs to be combined without fail. The Remarkable 2 has a plastic film. Really? Wait, the Remarkable 2 has a plastic film, Mitch? I thought it was glass. I've been telling people this whole time it's glass. I did not know that. That changes things. The Rock says, yep, Aaron, titanium hardness is around 4.5 moles. Ceramic is 7.8. Yeah, titanium is softer. And what was I going to say? So ceramic will damage the Remarkable 2 screen, but not titanium. That's tough. I thought, all right, so let's talk about this real quick before we go back to that. Now, I thought the Remarkable 2 screen was just glass. It sounds like glass and it feels like glass when I'm using ceramic on it. So I don't use ceramic on the Remarkable 2 screens. But if it has a film on it, that's different. I never assumed that it would have a film just because how it feels and sounds. Do we know this to be sure, Mitch? Actually, Mitch is he's a re-manager. If anyone's going to know, it's going to be Mitch. So I'm going to take Mitch's word as the gospel here and say that it has a plastic film on it. And if that's true, you can use titanium on it and it not be a problem. And you can use ceramic on it and it not be a problem. I would not suggest ceramic on Remarkable devices because it sounds like crap and it feels like crap. I'm not going to hold you. That's the only device I won't use ceramic on. But titanium is softer than titanium for sure. My crystal nibs are softer than titanium. The harder, I'm going to make a composite nib. The composite nib is going to be softer than titanium as well. Or as soft as titanium, but it doesn't splinter. It won't splinter at all. I can't wait for this. And you're going to be able to put this in Supernote devices or Supernote pins. This is going to be great. And you won't have to worry about durability. That won't be a worry. I can't wait. No button either. Total non-starter then. Yeah, no button, yeah. That's the only reason I don't really like it that much. Yeah, the Lamy is the GOAT. It feels bad on the Remarkable 2. It does. I will attest to that. So why get the Supernote Lamy Vista for $100 when it's plastic when a regular Lamy AL Star is $50 and made of aluminum? Well, I only say that because the All-Star doesn't have the same writing line quality on a Supernote device as a Supernote pen and the Viwoods pen. Those are only two pens that have the same line quality. The Lamy line thickness is not as pronounced. That's the only reason I would give the nod to people who have a Supernote. If you're picking a Supernote pen, that's the best one. It's not better than the Lamy, in my opinion. But people who want that Supernote line quality, I would suggest you get the Vista because the Lamy is not going to have the same Supernote line quality that you're used to if you're coming from a harder metal or any other Supernote pen for that matter. What else we got here? Remarkable for engineering college students. Yeah, I think so. I think Remarkable could be good for any student. It's distraction free. It keeps you on your notes. It's good for textbooks. It's got color. If we're talking about the Paper Pro, even the black and white, definitely good for engineering college students. Whoops, my bad, you guys. I didn't go here. So this is the engineering college student. Remarkable for engineering college students, and I definitely agree with that. Could I make an eraser for my Remarkable 2 pen, the gray one, with 3D printing? Now that's an interesting thing. Let's dive into it. I am a uni student and I've got access to 3D printing at UOB. And so naturally my brain has started coming up with questionable ideas. I use a Remarkable 2 and because I bought it off a friend who upgraded, I ended up with a separate E-pen. The one thing that mildly annoys me, probably more than it should, is having to tap the eraser, erase, then switch back to the pen every single time. It really messes with the flow. I agree. There should be a rate gesture or a button on the pen. With the flow, then I'm trying to make notes quickly. So I was thinking, could I Frankenstein this 8-bit since I've got a second working pen? Maybe I could take it apart and somehow reuse the eraser bit. The idea would be to stick it on top of the main pen. So I've got a pen on one end, eraser on the other, a little DIY upgrade situation. Has anyone tried something like this before? And if not, does anyone have any ideas on whether this actually is doable? I'm about to destroy a perfectly good backup pen for no reason. No, it's definitely doable. Before we even get to the comments, it's definitely doable. It's just a negative charge that's going on. Appreciate any thoughts. And yes, I know this might be a terrible idea. Not a terrible idea at all. It's a great idea. You can try attaching the 2 pins to some tape and then check it if it would work. No, that is a great suggestion, and I'm not going to lie. Maybe the best solution is the simplest one, for sure. And that should work. The eraser and the pen are the same tech, but I don't know how the tablet knows which one is which. I'm not sure you could easily change the pen part and be an eraser. The problem you're having with putting a pen on another pen is you'd have to destroy one end of the pen. That's not the eraser part. Because once 2 pens are recognized on one eInk device, you don't get a reaction. Has anybody encountered that problem? You have an eInk pen sitting on your tablet and you try to write with a different pen and it doesn't work. That's the problem here. You got multiple inputs of the same thing, so it won't detect it. But I think if you destroyed the tip end of that second pen and then put that on the back of the first pen, it would work. What else we got here? Is your question about the device software? Who cares? If your spare pen is both pen and eraser, why don't you use that one as your primary pen? Okay, these people are not offering good solutions. My solution would be, yes, bro, this can work. You would have to destroy the pen end of the second pen, use the eraser end on your first pen on the back of it. That would work. Now, you could integrate the two in a seamless way with a 3D print for sure. So you can 3D print your way into a pen with an eraser with using 2 pens. Anybody have an objection to that in the chat? Because I think that's totally doable. I think that's totally doable. What do we got here? Okay, next thing we got. I think it's all for the e-reader or the Reddit stuff I have for eInk. Let's talk about some of the videos I'm going to be watching today after we get off the live stream. The first video is going to be AI Catherine. We don't have time to watch AI Catherine today, but I'm definitely going to check out AI Catherine today, see what she got on the Boox front. I'm definitely going to be checking out my man Khaled. He's talking about the e-reader devices. He worded the title of the video a little weirdly, which made me not think that it was a review of the 2 devices, but that's what it is. Using them as a phone. Interesting stuff. Definitely checking that out. The rest of it out when I get out of the live stream today. Next thing I'm going to be checking out is going to be Kit. Kit has a video talking about smart glasses. And if you guys know, I'm into smart glasses and I'm into Kit. So match made in heaven. Definitely going to watch that. Lastly, we got Lastly, who is this? We got Vlad. Oh, this is not Vlad. That's Vlad right here. Sorry about that, chat. Vlad, cut the crap. Why is Vlad acting like mainstream media with the TCL A1 distraction-free note-taking? Wait, what is the title of this? What did he title this? Go back to the title. Is this the device finally kills eInk? Vlad, cut the crap. Is this the device that finally kills eInk? Vlad, cut the crap. Vlad did that straight for clickbait. I get it, Vlad. But come on now. Don't tell me you believe that, Vlad. Not you too, Vlad. Not you too. That ain't even eInk. It's not even LCD. I mean, it is, but it's trash LCD. Acting like it's eInk. Holy, come on. All right, we'll move on from that. We'll move on. All right, chat. That's going to be it for me. I really do thank everybody for joining me today. And thank you guys for joining me all week here. I really appreciate it. It's been a really interesting or a slow week in tech and eInk for that matter. So I'm hoping we have a news-filled week next week. If we do, I'll be here for it. Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever. Rants About Tech Live. We talk about eInk. We talk about tech. We talk about random stuff along the way too. So if you like this kind of stuff, give me a like. Give me a like. Subscribe. That would be a good thing to do too. We got 14. How many likes did we get today? I can't even see the likes. Why is YouTube not showing me the likes? Okay. If we did get 20 likes today, Monday we're showing the Palma 2 Pro drawings. We're showing the designs. Right, it doesn't have to be eInk to be good. Stop it, Aaron. If you're gonna beat eInk, it has to be eInk. Stop playing. All right, everybody. Thanks to the chat crew. Thanks to Aaron, Dr. Ling. We got The Rock. Let's get to keep the music going. We got Mitch came today. eInk. Rob. BM. Parm. Thanks for being here. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, and I hope everybody stays warm. Okay, stay warm this weekend. Have a good weekend, you guys. I will see you all Monday. Until then, though, take care. Drive safe. Don't be driving like maniacs out there. It's gonna be crazy. It's too cold to be that way. All right, you guys. Take care. Hope to see you all Monday.